has invited me to be the speaker of this wonderful webinar. Thank you very much, Ibu, and the organizing committee, honorable speakers, and distinguished participants. I'm really excited to be here at the first National Conference on English Education to present my understanding about digital technology in multimodal literacy and how it can be employed in the language classroom. Let me share my screen. Yeah, Bapak Nur Hidayanto has told us about the assessment, and in this nice occasion, I would like to present my topic about the harnessing digital technology for implementing multimodal literacy. The contents of my presentation I will divide it into three parts. The first, we would like to discuss about the potential of digital technology for teaching and learning. And second, how to implement multimodal literacy. And for the third is how to integrate digital technology in multimodal literacy. For the first, let's talk about the digital technology, in which nowadays we live in the 21st century. It means that we cannot be spirited for using the digital tools in our daily activity, especially for the educational purposes. We could see from how it really worked during the pandemic of COVID-19. The teaching and learning process moved from offline or face-to-face learning into online learning. Then it was mandatory for the teachers and also the students to apply the digital tools for teaching and learning, such as Zoom, Google Meet for the virtual meeting, and also another application such as eLearning, LMS, Google Classroom for doing the synchronous and asynchronous learning. In addition, they must be able to use the internet smartly and effectively, because the national curriculum requires the students to be able to gain the concept of the material they learn from several learning sources such as internet. From this perspective, we need to consider how schools and learning ecology are organized, including the role of technology in supporting the achievement of meaningful students. Digital technology opens up new ways of multimodal meaning making. It means that the teacher should have or should create a new innovation for teaching that reflect to the students to learn and lead happier, healthier, and more productive lives. Therefore, they don't feel under pressure when they use digital technology for their learning and teaching. Then for the digital technology, using the digital technology made the people easier to find any kind of sources that they want to obtain. However, not all the information from the internet that can always be used as a reference. They're supposed to filter the information they got before sharing to others. The progress, yeah.
We have problem with slide. Let's see next slide.
All right. Maybe I need the committee for helping to share my screen. Yeah, thank you, Bapak Surya. We go to slide 5, Bapak. The graphic. Okay, thank you. Yeah. I will continue my explanation about the digital technology. From the graphics, we can see the nationality, Indonesian's Digital Literacy Index in 2021 received score of 3.49. It means that we are in moderate level for using digital technology and from 34 provinces in Indonesia, there were 10 highest of province that use a digital literacy. But we didn't find Kalimantan Selatan as the one of 10 highest for using digital literacy. It means that we have to work hard for increasing the number of digital literacy in our province. Next, we talk about the literacy. What is literacy? Literacy itself is not only the ability of a person to understand what they read and write, but literacy encompasses the knowledge and skill needed to access, understand, analyze, and evaluate information, making meaning, express thoughts and emotions, present ideas and opinions, and how to interact with others. There are so many kinds of literacy, but in this presentation, I will narrow into only 5 literacy. The first is media literacy, information literacy, digital literacy, multicultural literacy, and multimodal literacy. Yeah, I will explain one by one what is the media, information, digital, multicultural, and multimodal literacy. Next, Bapak, we talk about media literacy. The acquisition of media literacy skills is a necessity for today's children and youth. They need to know not only how to use the new technology, but also how to critically assess its influence and impact. Media literacy is defined as obtaining information from media such as television, radio, newspaper, and the internet, and also critically evaluating it. Thus, the media literacy can be interpreted as the ability to assess, to analyze, to evaluate, and to produce information for specific outcomes. Next, for the information literacy. Information literacy is a type of literacy that covers almost all literacy fields, including media literacy. Information literacy is very essential for the 21st century. It is known for its features such as lifelong learning, processing existing information, and following daily developments, contributing to personal and professional development, generating new knowledge, and facilitating job finding. We can find in information literacy. That's why the information literacy is the adoption of appropriate information behavior to obtain through whatever channel or medium information when fitted to information needs. This is about the information literacy. Next, we talk about the digital literacy. As I mentioned earlier, digital literacy leads to the ability to access information, analyze, and then produce the information through digital tools. Therefore, the cognitive abilities acquired to obtain the information needed through the digital media. By mastering digital literacy, the students are supposed to have the ability to understand that not all the material presented on the internet can be trusted and can be used as the reference, so that the students can distinguish which information is reliable and which information needs to be reviewed. That's about the digital literacy. Another kind of literacy is multicultural literacy. That is an understanding of our own culture and how it affects the way we talk to and understand people from other cultures. Having multicultural literacy means being sensitive and understanding of cultural differences and knowing that they can cause misunderstanding and conflict. Multicultural literacy education includes making teaching and learning more equitable in the classroom by serving the needs of students from diverse racial and ethnic background. This can be done by incorporating multicultural literature and by bringing home and school literary practices. That's about the kind of literacy. There are media literacy, then informational literacy, digital literacy, multicultural literacy, and now we talk about the multimodal literacy. What is multimodal literacy? Talking about multimodal, it means that we combine the word multi and modal. Multi means we use several ways. It means that more than one way of modal. Modal means communicative or semiotic resources. We are using modes all the time in everyday life. It's not just in a kind of written text, but when you go into work, you are communicating with your gestures, facial expression, your body language, sign, movement, sound, volume, and intonation, and everything that we use to interpret the word, that's probably a mode. However, the things that you need to notice is meaning depends on the context. That's why the multimodal literacy focus on meaning making. How we can create a meaning making, that's the multimodal literacy. We can use several modes such as written modes, audio modes, visual modes, gestural modes, and spatial modes. How about the written modes? Yeah, excuse me for the committee, can you make it large for the slide? Bisa full screen tidak Bapak untuk slide-nya? We talk about the modes that we use to the multimodal literacy. The first is written modes. Written modes are communicated through written language, such as handwriting and printed text. So when we get the information from newspaper, or when we read a magazine, when we read the caption on the Instagram or Facebook, that's meant by multimodal literacy using written modes. Next, audio modes. Audio modes are communicated through spoken language, sound, and music. It means that we can access information from the audio, such as radio, such as podcast, yeah, and any kind of spoken language, sound, and music. Another modes that we can use for communication are visual modes. This is communicated through choices of visual resources, includes image or moving image. For example, when you are a teacher, then you ask the student to write or to draw what they feel in a piece of paper. They mean of communication using visual. Or maybe you ask the students to create a poster, a painting that illustrate or describe about something. That means that you use the visual modes. Next, the gestural modes are communicated through choices of body movements, such as facial expressions, eye movements, dance, and acting. Yeah, we talk to each other using the gesture to strengthen what is the information that we want to convey to others. Another of modes, there are spatial modes, which is communicated through design of spaces using choices of spatial resources, including scale, proximity, boundaries, direction, layout, and organization. For example, we move the news. For example, the news is about the accident, and then we use the scale, we use the graphic to draw about the accident during 2020, for example. Then we draw a graphic that means by the spatial modes. Alright, then how to integrate the digital technology in multimodal literacy. This is the example what I have done in my classroom. There are some activity. The first is creating a poster. The students in my class, in the subject of Introduction to Literature, I asked them to interpret the text on the book to the poster. They create using infographic in Canva. After that, we play a gallery walk in the class. They send the poster. Then other students will move around the class and note what kind of information that they get from the gallery walk. This is a kind of the activity of using digital technology in multimodal literacy. The next activity, I also asked the student to create the podcast. Podcast is a kind of audio mode. We can use it for interpreting the news. Then they create a podcast. Then they send it in the Spotify or in the YouTube. This is the example of the podcast using Anchor.fm, and also the podcast uploading in the YouTube channel. Next activity is creating the video for the storytelling. They interpret a story. After they read the story, then they use video to perform the facial expression, the gesture, to interpret the story. Alright, another activity that we can do by using digital technology is creating the TikTok. Yeah, any kind of sources of English learning we can find in TikTok. I've got this source from YouTube. So there are so many kinds of digital tools that we can use as the teacher to provide the English learning for the students. That's why the combination of the multimodal literacy using several modes to interpret the information on the text. It means that we move what are there in the text in different modes. Alright. The next is, if you have any question, because we have a trouble with the slide, maybe it is not really clear enough to see, you can ask me to clarify my explanation. Thank you, Bapak Surya.
Thank you for the presentation. Now we will have question and answer session. In this question and answer session, our speaker will answer the question from the chat box, like question from the participants. So for the participants, feel free to ask. All right. Type your question in the chat or raise your hand. Alright, now we have a question in our chat group. And the question is from Ibu Julians Primorisi. The question asks, thank you Ibu for the insightful presentation. What makes Ibu Julians curious? Alright. So, what makes Google curious is what exactly does the Digital Literacy Index in Indonesia at moderate level, and then what are the Indonesian at the moderate level, and then what the effective way to increase that level, since not all schools in rural areas are exposed to technology. Please.
Thank you very much for the question, Ibu Julians. Yeah, because the slide doesn't work yet, yeah. Alright, thank you for the question. This is about the graphic why Indonesia is in a moderate level. Why we don't take in the high position for the use of digital literacy. This is the survey down for the 10,000 respondents from 514 district cities in Indonesia by Kominfo. For the internet users aged 13 and 70 years. From the survey, the result of the survey point out that the Indonesia in the moderate level rather than other country. In 2019, there was also the survey conducted by PISA. From the 72 of country, we are in number 62. It means that this is a very low level of Indonesia in using a digital literacy. Why? Yeah, because the technology is not spread in all of the rural area. Ya, there is masih belum meratanya untuk pengadaan internet dan jaringan di rural area. And then, what is the effective ways to increase? The effective ways, this is our job together as an academic. We can share. Kita bisa mengadakan sebuah pengabdian, ya. Jadi dari akademik itu kita ada tugas tridharma, ada penelitian, pengabdian, dan juga pendidikan. Nah, ini adalah a part of our job. Kita bisa mengadakan pengabdian ke daerah-daerah terpencil untuk share tentang digital literacy, because literacy means the understanding. People's understanding about what they read and what they write. So this is our job together. We can have a plan to do pengabdian di daerah-daerah terpencil, dan juga kita menyebarluaskan informasi bagaimana menggunakan teknologi. Untuk pendidiknya juga kita adakan latihan-latihan. Nah, itu bisa kita lakukan untuk increase the use of digital literacy for rural areas.
Semoga bermanfaat.